working more fundamentally with your wrist here.
Interesting, very interesting. So when you throw, you're kind of to the side a little bit, right?
Not really.
You're not like this, because you
Oh,
can't.
no, yes, I am.
Oh.
Yeah, I want all of my weight behind the stick.
And you're kind of keeping these in.
I'm suspending the stick. I'm making it an extension of my arm. I'm suspending it. Let me turn around so you can see what I'm doing. I'm using it as an extension of my whole arm.
Right.
So I'm trying to keep the stick parallel with my palm. I also don't want to press it against my palm.
Right.
And I want to keep the space in here
Open.
I don't expect you to do all this shit. I'm just telling you why I'm doing it.
Well, I keep this open anyway, because I don't want to hurt myself by pinching, and even in my own method. You know what I mean?
Great.
I've learned that the hard way.
Great. That's great. Yeah.
Okay.
Most guys are playing like this.
No, I'm afraid to do that now.
And also, I'm not using a lot of muscle.
Okay.
I'm using the natural bounce of stick. So, let me teach you about balance point now.
All
right. So we're using a bounce technique. So we're relying on the rebound for the action. So we want to get as much action as we can. I'm going to do it with my left hand because it's easier to see. So if I hold the stick back here, it's front heavy, and it doesn't want to bounce. If I hold the stick up here, then it's back heavy. And it doesn't want to stay there. It doesn't have a lot of bounce. But if I get the balance point to the stick, it wants to bounce all by itself. Okay?
Yep.
Now, so I want to find the balance point on the right hand too. Same thing. It doesn't look the same, but it is. Let me get the balance point. So here it is, right? So this is where my balance point is, but this is where I want it to be on the other side too. So you get a lot of, right, it wants to bounce a lot. I see you have a tendency to sit on the back shank of the stick.
Well, especially in the right hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why you're not as fast with your right hand, because you're getting more rebound action out of your left hand as well.
Right. Okay.
Because you're more in the balance pocket.
Right. For some reason. Yeah. Okay.
Right. It's not a club. Change it ready.
Yeah.
You hear the difference? You hear the difference?
I hear the difference. I do. Yes.
So,
okay.
Sound is made from vibration. So the idea is the more we can vibrate, the more sound we're going to create, and the nicer the sound's going to be. That's why I don't want to hold the stick tightly, because the stick has a pitch itself. Right? So, and the stick resonates and vibrates. The drum resonates and vibrates. The cymbals resonate. You know, if you put your hand on the drum, you muffle it. Same thing with the sticks.
Okay.
Yes, you don't want to muffle the stick either. You want to let all the sound flow through you.
Right. Gotcha.
And that's why I use 3 pads. Not because I get three times the action, but what happens is that it isolates the sound just to the stick sound. Closed hand. So I hear the sound of the stick. So I'm listening. The reason I'm using this is because I want to hear the sound of the tone of the stick on every stroke. Because when I close it up, it changes the sound. It makes it very evident. It's not as easy to hear on something that's resonating too when you play on a snare drum, for instance. So it's noisy, so you really don't hear it. So what I'm trying to do is isolate as much vibration from the pad as possible, so that I can hear the vibration or the tone of the stick. So it tells me whether I hit it good or didn't. By the sound of it. Hello.
All right.
So now we're going to get into physics. the rules of also we have gravity, right? So when you play, most people pick the stick up and then throw it down. There's two things that are going on here. First of all, you have two motions going on. You have to pick it up and then you have to throw it down, right? The other thing is, what was the other thing? So I start from the top, and I only think about the down. I let the stick come back by itself, so the stick is lifting. So I'm using the natural energy of the rebound to lift the sticks up, and I'm not using my energy. So I only have to concentrate about going down, right? So all I'm doing is throwing, and it comes back by itself. So I need to be as loose and relaxed as possible, not to resist that coming back. The more relaxed, the looser I can do it, the quicker it comes back, and the more energy is returned. Yeah, he's a great student. Wow. Yeah. Just don't open up your hand.
I know. I was. So keep the hand. Let it do the exact same thing.
Just this. That's it. All hand. No. Yeah. But keep your fingers closed.
Okay.
So what I want to do, since I don't want the stick to vibrate, I want to suspend it as much as possible. And then I want to pick my hand up from here. This is what it feels like.
Let's see.
You can get over it a little more if you want to, but basically I'm coming from back here. I'm using my wrist to generate the stroke. And I'm not pulling the stick back, I'm just using my wrist to throw it down. And then I'm learning to follow the stick back.
Yes, I see. I'm trying to stay out of his way.
Well,
That's the idea.
That's what Morello said, that your hand has to be faster than the stick.
Mm-hmm.
That's great already, you got it. So that's it. You've corrected your right hand as far as what I'm doing. Now
Really?
you got it.
Boy, that feels good, man.
You like it?
Yeah, I do.
Alright. I guess the shit works.
Yeah, that feels nice and relaxed, and it doesn't hurt. Whereas my method hurts all the time.
Because what happens yeah, right. I'm
Sorry.
Look, man, we're New Yorkers.
Yeah.
Can't help it. You're gonna have to deal with it.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
So what happens when you grab the stick or you resist the stick is that you capture some of that energy in your frame. And that's what's causing you the pain.
I see. Okay, yeah, because,
Whereas I'm letting the energy through and letting it out.
right.
That looks good, man.
Yeah, looks great already.
It sounds better, too.
It sounds better, it
Yeah.
looks better.
Yeah.
You said
Feels better to him.
you experienced some pain the other way, correct?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you later. Go ahead if you got more.
I got months of stuff to show you.
I'm sure, yeah. You got
What
a lot
about
of years
you ever
of
study?
information in that brain.
You ever have carpal tunnel syndrome or tendonitis?
I have tendonitis really bad all the time.
When did it
Really?
appear? When did it appear?
When
When did
did
it
it
start?
Oh, I suppose I got it 15 or 20 years ago, and then I managed it. I wanted to show you guys why.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
I don't know
yes,
if I
please.
can get
We
it.
should talk about this to everybody. If any of you guys were listening, this is what
We're
not to
gonna
do.
make a different video.
Okay, all right. Let me use this
So this
guy
is the rehearsal.
because it's going to allow me to show you what I did and why I did it.
But you know,
there's-
the first
stand.
time things happen is where the magic happens. You know.
We'll do the stand.
It's cool.
I don't know how this is gonna come out with this camera on for the drums, Mike.
Oh, well, this part, anyway, is just, I just wanted you guys to see what's this one thing here. That's a nasty cymbal.
You like it?
Yeah. Okay. Now when I play Jazz Ride, this is the feel I got. Now, the way I got this was Sam Woodyard showed this to me when I was 13, but it took me a long time to understand what he showed me. But he showed me to, and I talk about this at clinics. He made a circle. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to hurt my arm. He made a circle when he played the quarter note to jazz. And I asked him, I was a kid, My uncle, the boxer I was telling you about, was the doorman, the ticket taker at the Memorial Auditorium in Sacramento. That's how I got to see all these drummers, Sonny Payne, and talk to them. All these cats, all
Wow.
the James Brown drummers before
Wow.
Clyde and Chapel.
Wow.
You know, anyway, so, but, and I said, are you doing that for show? And he said, no, I want to make that quarter note dance. I want to lift it up. I'm going to do it with my left hand because it hurts, but then I'll show you what. I'll do it with my right hand. It won't be that bad.
Oh, no,
I'll keep it nice and loose. But he. So I took that circle out and closed it down, being more of a bebop-minded guy than he was. You know what I mean? Like he was a little pre, you know, or at least big band. And I made it this. If you want to play more rock, with the root. On the stick, and that's how I hurt my arm. But I get a good feel. It's not the best, and when I choke up, I get this kind of a feel. It's nice as open, but it ain't as nasty. You know what I mean? Like, and I have to figure out how to translate what you just showed me onto here. You know what I mean? Like, because this to me. Well, we'll see. I'll find out. I'll figure it out.